Hey everyone, it's Jamie. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make a outdoor decor, or you can use this inside your house if you want, but it is a wagon. So pretty much everything that I have here is from the Dollar Tree with the exception of the paint and my E6000 glue. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the materials I'm going to be using. I will also be leaving a materials list down in the description box. Also, I may end up adding some more things as the video progresses. I'm not really sure, 100% of everything that I'm going to be using, but I will make sure to tell you guys in the video and to put it down in the description box so that you guys know everything that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and show you guys the first few things that I have here. So you're going to need one of these brownie pans. Now I got this from the Dollar Tree, and this one is the 11 inch by 7 inch. So you will need one of those. You're also going to need a spatula, and I did get this from the Dollar Tree also, and this is the Betty Crocker solid turner. So you'll need one of those. I'm also going to be using some of the sandpaper from the Dollar Tree, and you get several different sizes or grits of sandpaper in here, so I will be using some of that. I'm also going to be using 4 of the sink strainers from the Dollar Tree. So you'll need 4 of those. Now I'm going to be using some of the E6000 glue, and I will also be using some hot glue. So you will need some of that. You're going to need some black acrylic paint, and I picked this up from Walmart. This is the Apple Barrel brand, and it's in the color black. This is the matte finish, but you can have it in any finish that you want. This was from Walmart, and it was just 50 cents. So you will need a little bit of that. I'm also going to be using some of this Rust-Oleum American Accents paint, and this is in the satin finish, and I'm going to be using the apple red color. And I did get this from Walmart. You're also going to need some of the Krylon Fusion all-in-one, and this is the paint and primer, but this is in the finish of a hammered black, so it should look something similar to the cap right here. And I did get this from Walmart also. And then I'm also going to be using some of the Rust-Oleum flat paint, and this one is in the color white. Now I did pick this up from Walmart also. So that should be everything that you need at this point. Like I said, if there's anything that I add to it, I will make sure to let you guys know. So I'm going to go ahead and move on and show you what the first step is into making this really cute wagon. So I'm going to go ahead and start scuffing up my pan and my spatula with the sandpaper. And then I will take it outside and spray paint them. And then I'm going to be taking apart my sink strainers, and I will show you guys how I do that. Okay, so to take apart my sink strainer before I paint it, I'm just going to take it out of the package here. And you can see that it has like this plunger here. So you're going to need to remove that. So to do that, I'm just going to just pull it apart. So the bottom part pops off, and then it just pulls right through. So then you're just left with the center. And this is okay to leave this here, because that would be pretty difficult probably to get out of there. It'd probably take some pretty good force, but I'm just going to leave it there, and that's the way it's going to be. Now I'm noticing that this is it's got some sort of a residue on it, so I will probably give this a quick wash before I take it outside to paint it, because I want to make sure my paint does stick to it. So anyway, that's how you take the plunger out of the middle of the sink strainer. So now I have everything painted, and I did go ahead and give everything 2 coats of paint. It didn't really need it because 1 coat did cover most of it, but just to err on the safe side, I did go ahead and give everything 2 coats of paint. So the next thing that I am going to do, and I wanted to show you guys the spatula with that hammered metal paint. That stuff is just amazing. But I do want to note here on the side where I kind of got a little carried away with the paint, and I kind of got a little boo-boo right there, but it's not really that big of a deal. It really won't be noticed. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the wheels that I'm going to be, so this is the sink drainers or the strainers, and so I am making these the wheels to the wagon. And I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and use some of this apple barrel black paint, and I'm just going to go over the kind of around the rim of the wheels with some of this black paint. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this probably 1 or 2 coats of this black paint, just to kind of give it some black wheels, a little bit of a detail here. So I won't film showing you guys, me painting all of these, because then we'd be here forever. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint around the wheel rim here with my black paint. And I'm going to be doing this to all 4 of my wheels. And as soon as I'm done getting those painted and letting them dry, I will come back and show you how we're going to put this all together. So while my wheels are drying, I'm going to go ahead and move on to adding our handle. So our spatula is going to be the handle of our wagon. So all we're going to do is you're going to take your brownie pan. You're going to turn it upside down. So you're just working on the bottom here. Then you're going to take your spatula, and you're just going to see if you can find the place where you're wanting to put your handle. And I'm just going to add mine right here. And I want to get it centered to where it doesn't have to be perfect, but pretty centered in my pan. So after I figure out where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some of my E6000 glue, and I'm also going to be using some hot glue. The E6000 will give it a more permanent hold, and the hot glue will give it sort of an instant kind of hold. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put my handle probably right about there. I think that's going to be a good place to go. And let me show you guys how I'm doing this here. So where the spatula kind of curves down right here, that is where the sort of the bottom or the base of the pan is going to go. So I want it to kind of lay as flush and flat as I can get it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of my E6000 glue, and let me grab it from here. And I'm just going to put this all over, and I do need another tube, which I do have another tube of this somewhere, but for right now I think I've got plenty to do me for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just add my E6000 all over the spatula here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and take just a few little blobs of hot glue on here just to give it sort of that more instant hold, because the E6000 will take a few hours to really set up, and I'm trying not to get my hot glue where it mixes in with the E6000, because then there won't be a very good hold if I do that. So I'm just trying to keep it kind of out of the E6000's way. If that makes any sense. Okay. Move that out of the way there. And then I'm just going to flip my spatula over. And I'm just going to place it on my little pan here on my wagon where I want it to go. See if I can turn it around here and try and get it as centered as I can. Okay, so once I get it where I want it, I'm just going to press down really good, just trying to get that hot glue to adhere to it. Okay, so there is our handle to our little wagon. You guys can see that. And there's what it looks like when you turn it over. You can see the handle here. Okay, so next I'm going to be attaching the wheels. So I will show you guys how I do that. Now I'm going to be attaching my wheels, and to do this I am just going to turn my pan over on its side, and then I'm going to take one of my wheels here. Now to put this on, I'm just going to be attaching it with some E6000 glue and a little bit of hot glue, just like we did the handle. And I'm going to be placing the wheel, I don't want to go up too high with it, so I don't want the top of my wheel to be touching the top of my pan here. I just want to kind of bring it down a little bit to where there is a little bit of a space in between the pan and the strainer here. And then I'm not measuring anything, so nothing is going to be precise. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. So I'm also going to be taking my wheel and I'm going to move it in, and I think I'm only going to go about a thumb's length in from the back of the pan to the inside here. So right here is about where I'm going to be placing my first wheel. So about right there. And I will be using, like I said, E6000 and hot glue. And I will be attaching the other wheel the same way, where I'm just going to go in about a thumb's length or about an inch in, and placing my wheel on the inside there. So about a thumb's length in, and the same as the other one is, I don't want to bring this all the way up. I kind of want to bring this to where there is a little bit of the pan in between. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I will be attaching that and with my hot glue and my E6000 glue. And then as soon as I get this all attached, we will come back and I will show you what it looks like. I just wanted to pop back on here and let you guys know that you will need some painter's tape to kind of hold the wheels on, because I kept running into the problem with the wheels trying to fall off, and they also were not standing on there straight. So if you use painter's tape, you can, it kind of just helps hold the wheels on there until the E6000 glue dries and sets up. So anyway, just thought I would put this in here and let you guys know that I did run into that little bit of a problem. But anyway, I'll be right back and show you guys what this looks like after it's all done.
So this is how the wagon turned out. I think it turned out super cute. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I wanted to thank you all for watching. Bye!